Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on this look right here. And like I told you guys on Snapchat, this is also going to be kind of a mini review along the way because I've gotten a lot of new products and I wanted to show them to you guys and give you my thoughts on them. So I'm doing that throughout the tutorial. And for the look, I wanted to do something inspired by the look that Makeup by Ariel did on Kylie Jenner for the Golden Globes. I follow him on Instagram and when I saw the makeup, it just looks so beautiful. She had these cat eyes, but they weren't with wing liner or anything like that. It was just shadow, and it's just kind of a really simple bronzy brown smoky eye with big lashes, a contoured face, and then some nude lips. So if you'd like to see how I got this look along with what I think about the products, then go ahead and keep on watching. So I've already primed my face with the Nourishing Step 1 Primer from MakeupForever, and then I'm going in with two shades actually, and I'll have those listed below, but I have to mix them and it gives me the perfect color. And this was the first time that I was using the Ultra HD liquid. You guys know I love the stick form, so I'm just dotting this all over my face and then blending it in with my damp sponge. I really loved the coverage that this foundation gave. I just did like one light layer all over the face, and you can see it still covers, but it doesn't cover up like all my freckles and stuff like that. So I really like it, and it was good on my dry skin. And now I'm just going to cover up my under eye circles, and I'm using my Maybelline Age Rewind-Brightener. I brought it back. And then I'm using their Ultra HD Concealer, and this was the first time I've ever used this. So I'm patting out that brightener first, just so it's blended in a little bit before I go in with the concealer. And I'm just applying a very small amount using this little brush. You can see I'm not using as much as I usually would just because this is a thicker concealer and it was my first time using it. So then I'm just going in and patting that out with the sponge as well. I really do like the coverage that the concealer had. You can see here it just looks really nice. It doesn't look too heavy, but it did start creasing up on me. I think it may have been because I layered it with the other one. So like I said, it was my first time. I'm going to still play around with it. And now I'm just highlighting my face with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Light. And I just went around the sides of my mouth, the bridge of my nose, and forehead just like I usually do. And then I'm also applying just a little bit to the very highest points of my cheekbones. To set my under eyes, I am using the banana shade from the Shade and Light palette from Kat Von D. Obviously, it is very loved, and I'm taking my ring finger first and just patting out my concealer to make sure that I'm not setting any creases. So I'm just taking that and applying that to the under eyes, and for the rest of my face, I'm going to be setting it with the Ultra HD powder from MakeupForever, and this is the first time I ever used it, and this is kind of messy, but it's worth it because this just gives such a light finish to the skin. It's so finely milled, you don't even feel it on your skin, and it doesn't make my skin look even more dry, which I love. To contour, I'm going in with an oldie but a goodie. I'm using Benefit's Hoola. I feel like I just don't give this enough love anymore. So her contour was strong as always. So I'm taking this on the hollows of my cheeks, around my forehead, also around the sides of my chin, and then of course I'm going to be contouring my nose. My M507 brush is still MIA, so I went back to this one, and this one is also really great. This one just doesn't give you as defined of a contour, which is actually kind of nice sometimes. And then I'm just going in and buffing out those lines, and then I'm taking this chisel brush from Morphe as well, and I just went back in to that banana shade, and I'm going right under my contour and just really sharpening it up. You can tell it just makes such a big difference. And then it's on to the eyes. To start off on the eyes, I'm taking Creme Brûlée from MakeupGeek, and I'm going to be buffing that into the crease from very outer corner to very inner corner, and I am blending this pretty high in upward motions because her eyeshadow came pretty close to her brow bone, so anything that I'm putting in the crease, I am blending upwards. Then I'm going in with Cherry Cola. This may be one of my favorite eyeshadows ever, and I couldn't find any tape, so use any kind of straight edge that you have. I'm literally using a piece of cardboard from an Ardell box, and I'm just going to use that to really give me a nice sharp edge. And I'm taking that on the very outer corner and then bringing it in towards the inner third of the eye as well. Now to soften that up a little bit, I am taking the shade Frappe on a Sigma E40 again, and I'm just buffing everything out. I'm starting in that outer corner where we have Cherry Cola, and I'm just kind of bringing that in towards the middle of the eye and buffing everything out so it just looks nice and soft before we go in with the lid shades. I also just took a tiny bit of concealer on a concealer brush and sharpened up the edges of that eyeshadow. Now I'm going in with this eyeshadow palette from MakeupForever. It's the Artist Shadow palette, and this is gorgeous. And I'm taking the first shade and I'm packing that all over the lid. And then I'm also layering on this one. This one is more like a taupey color, and I feel like mixed together they are the perfect combo. So I'm just applying both of those all over the lid, and I'm really applying this one pretty heavily on the inner corner. Like I said earlier, she didn't have any wing liner, so I'm just taking the black out of this palette and a little pencil brush. I'm just kind of smudging that along the upper lash line. This is going to help create like a soft effect, and it's really going to help when we have those lashes on as well. But then I wanted to get in really close to my lash line, and I'm using this liner from MakeupForever too. This has a nice, really fine point to it. I really, really like this liner. So I'm taking that literally right in between each of my lashes just to darken it up. Now I'm just doing the dreadful tight line to my upper waterline, and I'm using this brown liner from LA Girl. And then I'm going to be adding some mascara to my upper lashes and applying these Queen B lashes from KOKO. You guys, these are the most beautiful lashes. I wish I could wear these every single day. To finish up the eyes, I am just lighting my waterline with that same brown liner, and then I'm going over it with the shade S102. That's the one that we started out with, that really pretty bronzy shade. Just buffing that out, and then I'm also going back in and I'm going over it with that S556 shade, that more taupey bronze color, and I'm just kind of patting that right on top. And here is where you can kind of see that concealer starting to break up on me. But then I'm just applying some mascara to my lower lashes, and it's time to highlight. And I'm using the shade I544, and I'm applying that to the inner corners of the eyes, and I'm also applying that along my brow bone. This is a really beautiful kind of champagne-y pearl highlight. For my cheeks, I'm using Warm Soul from MAC, and I'm just applying that to the apples of my cheeks as always and blending it back into the contour. And for highlight, I have just been addicted to these glow kits from Anastasia. I use the one in Gleam the most, and I mix the shades Mimosa and Crushed Pearl, and I'm applying that to the highest points of my cheekbones, right above the arch of my brows, also my chin, Cupid's bow, and then the center of my nose. All the usual places. For the lips, I wanted to do a very nude lip, so I'm using these two from Tarte, and the first one is their lip liner in the shade Soho, and then I'm just lining my lips with this completely, and I'm going in and covering it with the Namaste lip paint, and I really, really like these together. This is such a beautiful color. This is a little bit more peach than I wanted, so I did go over it with Butterscotch Gloss from Anastasia, but the lip paint itself is so nice. It doesn't dry completely matte, which I actually appreciate because I usually have dry lips, but once you get that on and then add a nice nude gloss, your look is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!